Today's episode is brought to you by Optimism. Keep looking up, because it's a long way down. I'm here with the star of the show, Andrew. Andrew, how you doing?
Doing good.
You're looking a little spacey over there.
Doing good, Shane.
I saw you opening up some gel tabs.
Yeah, so I've been reading on the interwebs because you know my favorite season, swimming suit season, coming up.
The spring.
Yep.
The late spring.
Yep. And as you know, I've been turned down by Sports Illustrated almost 200 times.
That lady, Kate Upton, keeps stealing your thunder.
Yes, she does.
As it were.
My down under thunder. So, in response to that bitch, that sexy bitch, Kate Upton, I have snorted almost 231 gel tabs of Yaz, which are a proven diet supplement in South America.
And that's interesting because they no longer continue that drug, so I have no idea what you're on. And you were babysitting a child for me, my nephew, and you didn't bring him here to the studio with you like you said you were going to. So I have some questions as to how you got a discontinued drug, and where's my nephew?
He's sitting right there.
That is a Home Depot bucket.
Oops. So, yes.
So back to the real issue.
Yeah.
Did you just refer to Kate Upton as a bitch?
And then as a sexy bitch. She is my competition, and I have to recognize her as such. I need to defeat her, and I have found the way. I have seen the light, as you will.
Mm-hmm. You found the burning bush of wisdom.
Yes.
As it were.
Yep.
Because just a few minutes ago, you came out of the bathroom smoking from your crotch region. So I'm assuming you saw something.
I did on the YouTubes. It was a bikini wax. Bikini.
Bikini?
Yeah.
Is that a male bikini?
Yes.
A bikini.
A bikini.
Or something a big deer wears in mating season.
Yes. So I have found that the key to victory is a power suit. And not just any power suit, but a ladies' power suit from the 80s with a big yellow stripe across the side to accentuate my side tit region.
Now, I was born not of that era.
Yes.
And when I was born, I wasn't swaddled immediately in a lady's power suit.
Yes.
So could you describe...
Unfortunate, if you will, if I may.
America is crumbling. But if you want to go ahead and just describe what that looks like to our tens of millions of viewers.
Viewers, I'm gonna break this down for you.
I say viewers because it's an audio show.
Yes.
And readers, for our many readers.
Yes. So for our viewers and audio sources
Audio
out
files.
there, yes, our audio X file sources out there. I'm gonna break this down in simple data for you. Ready for this?
No.
Gene motherfucking Simmons. Ladies power suit, 80s. What's up? If you do not picture Gene Simmons in the 80s with a ladies power suit on, you are sorely mistaken on how I plan to defeat Kate Upton.
She may not stand a chance.
No.
And she's a gorgeous woman, and you're just a disgusting piece of man. But with all these drugs you're snorting, and with the ladies' power suit, and the buck
and
wax,
the power of Gene Simmons at my side, I cannot be defeated.
I mean, you're clearly delusional, but I feel like that thwarts you points. She's not remotely delusional.
No, she has big tits.
You know, you got my vote. Everybody call into Sports Illustrated. Let them know that in the women's swimsuit edition, we want our very own former woman,
yes,
Andrew Ferguson, to represent.
Come on, guys.
Drew and
You
Shane
guys got
Norworth.
this.
He was a five-time fireman model for the mini hot fireman calendars floating around out there, and that's ironic because you're actually an arsonist.
Yes,
So-
it's a little awkward.
You were the hottest arcanist.
Arcanist? I used to be an arcanist.
Those are pretty different, but in your case, exactly the same.
Yeah, in the early 60s, I was an arcanist, whatever the fuck that is.
You burned down churches of anarchy. You were, technically they released you because it was a public service.
Yes, so, I got that going for me. I think that I will definitely confuse Sports Illustrated. They will probably
I'm
have
confused right now, and I've heard everything.
They will probably have no choice but to name me the victor, and if not, I will tombstone pile drive Kate Upton into the dust.
I watch a lot of Olympic wrestling, so I'm very familiar with the old chair in the back
Yep.
and tombstone pile drive.
Yep. I'm gonna tombstone pile driver off of a 17.5-foot ladder. It's gonna be crazy. Tables, ladders, and ladies' power suits from the 80s. It's gonna be nuts.
You know, if they settled the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition cover with a 6-way ladies ladder match. Do you remember the old ladder match where they set the ladder to the belt?
And they'd cover them in mud. Because I remember that version.
That was a different club.
Oh, okay.
But the old W, can't say that, demonetized. Yeah. You know, I'd have to bet on
WWJD. Yeah, I know.
I feel like Kate Upton could climb the ladder.
I think she could. I think, again, I would distract her. I think the ladies' power suit would...
that you were setting the ring on fire during the match,
yes,
I would be quite distracted myself.
Yeah, as an arcanist.
And a former woman.
Yeah, as a former arcanist woman from the 60s.
Who was an arsonist. You had a checkered past.
I did.
It took a lot of vetting before I let you in the show.
You did, yeah. I used to... we did the Fight Club thing, where I would stand on your front porch for days, and you would come out and go... What the fuck? And then you would just turn around and walk back in. It was good times. I miss those times.
I don't. I really don't. I was afraid to let my wife out of the house, and not just for the normal reasons of keeping her sheltered from the world.
Yeah.
And chained up in my basement. But, honey, if you're listening, which you will be forced to drink your water. For the love of God, you're wasting away.
Damn. Speaking of wasting away. Do you know who I saw on my way over here on my 30-mile venture to the studio?
Yeah, we both live 30 miles from the studio, and you know, I don't know how long we could keep recording here. Frankly, I mean we have roughly 10 to 10,000 listeners, and we're recording. We just got all our advertising pulled. You know, there's not going to be any advertisements on this show. I guess that's a bonus to the listener. They don't have to listen to these mundane, boring Geico commercials. Geico was going to sponsor us. I said that. They revoked it. But,
get wrecked.
You know, I don't know how long we can afford to record in this 10,000 square foot warehouse, complete with bleachers for our mini fans, usually mimes. There's still a mime here. He hasn't found his way out. He's stuck in some sort of box. I've kicked him in the shin several times. But
you were actually able to kick through the invisible box that isn't there?
It broke his reality, and now he's just laying a broken shell of a man on the ground. So you were driving here.
I was. So in my Yaz diet pill induced coma, as it were, I
Euphoria.
Yes, pure euphoria. I passed out for 3/4 of my drive. Over here.
Luckily, it's a straight, unopened 10-lane highway directly from your home to the studio.
Yeah, I drove cross country. I didn't take the highway. I just drove through that dirt field.
You drove the other 8,000 miles west around the earth.
Yes,
back to the. Yes. Okay, yeah. You took the scenic route, as they call it.
In that span, I had a séance. I started a séance in my 2000. Yes, in my 2001 Ford Taurus. That I have supercharged and procharged out of pure necessity. Mm-hmm. And during that time, I was lighting a candle and some incense, and all of a sudden my eyes rolled into the back of my head, and I veered into oncoming traffic, and all of a sudden everything just went black, and D-Ball just started speaking to me. And you know what he said?
What did D-Ball say?
The legend himself spaketh forth.
If you guys aren't familiar with D-Ball, go back and listen to episode 1, or this won't make any sense.
Seriously.
And episode 1 won't make any sense unless you listen to episode 2 directly afterwards.
Yes.
And this episode won't make any sense if you've listened to both our other episodes. You still won't understand anything that's happening.
Exactly. So D-Ball started spaking forth in his native Pig Latin tongue through me to myself so I could understand him. And he said that he will be coming on the show next episode.
D-Ball's coming home.
He is. He's coming hard.
I'm gonna go rake out a spot in the parking lot for him to kind of do the fire pit there.
Yep.
That was super inconvenient for him to do that right on the wall last time.
Yep. He actually said that he was gonna fly in on a broomstick, which I thought was very classy.
Probably a very, like a walnut broomstick. Something nice.
It was one of those weird yellow plasticky broomsticks that they sell at King Soopers and Target.
He probably stole it.
Probably.
Thief.
Fucking D-Ball. So, yeah, he will be making an appearance next episode. He will be a ventriloquist dummy, since he cannot actually have a body of his own.
Tune in next Wednesday for episode 4 when D-Ball comes home. And this time we won't ignore him to make him feel like he's really dead, because he's been gone quite a while now.
Yeah.
So look forward to D-Ball making an in-studio appearance.
With something shoved up his ass. For all of you listeners out there who enjoyed last week's butt stuff.
With the endless list of supporters from last episodes, much butt stuff speak of the chocolate starfish.
Yep.
And the brown eye.
Yes, the third eye, the whispering eye.
It was just a
closed eyes.
People came out of the cracks to tell us how much they love the butt stuff talk.
They really did. But however,
Oh.
So there was a lot of shit posting also from last week's
my
episode.
people.
Yes,
the Kekistans.
Yeah,
the Kekistonians.
The Kekanasians.
My people.
Yep,
we've been repressed.
So, we got that going for us too, for all those out there who dislike butt stuff, which is very unfortunate because I am a avid butt stuff fan. I love all things associated with
I think
butts.
their first album was better than their second one.
Yeah.
For butt stuff, but I'm a Fairweather fan.
Yeah.
When they're not just raining down that garbage.
Yeah.
I'll listen.
You're like an Ariana Grande fan. No?
I don't get the reference. She's a lovely young singer. This podcast was recorded in 2014. For reference. I don't know why you're laughing and clapping like a seal, but you're on drugs.
Oh my god, I'm so high.
Also, I'm tickling your feet.
You are.
We're playing footsies.
It's cute.
But we gotta get the show rolling.
We do.
We're gonna roll right in. You hear that music coming in?
I am so fucking high. I can smell it coming in.
You can probably feel it around you.
Dude, I can.
But it's time for some hot opinion on opinion action.
Whoa.
This is where I state my opinion. Andrew did not contribute to this week's show, so we're gonna stick to a strict word for word script. And I got some hot opinions for you. You ready for number one?
I'm gonna say no, but I'm also gonna say yes while saying no.
Mm-hmm. So maybe. You've given consent.
I have definitely given consent.
Mm-hmm. All right. Flannel guys who wear flannels, and they don't do carpentry, mechanic work. They don't work with their hands.
They don't have
calluses of any kind.
No,
they've never remotely like where your hands will chap.
Do they have mullets?
Unrelated. They don't work hard.
Wow.
Guys who wear flannels and don't work hard, I think they should be imprisoned for their crime of pretending to be a hard-working blue-collar guy. Your thoughts?
So, I feel very strongly for the puss community that strongly endorses the wearing of flannel and not buttoning them all the way up to the very top.
When you say puss community, do you mean people who put flannels on their cats?
Yes. And yes. No, exactly. And people that refuse to work their fucking fingers all the way to the bone.
Literally.
So,
literally no tissue of any kind.
No.
They've worked their finger to the bone.
They were wearing flannel gloves and then disintegrated their flannel gloves while working so hard, revving a chainsaw.
Those are the people
mowing
that built
the
America.
lawn. Yes.
With chainsaws and lawnmowers. That's how America was built.
Yes. That is the foundation. So I feel that while you may hate those and feel they should be imprisoned, I feel like...
Or killed.
I feel like I'm going to take the moral high ground on this one and say that we need to come up with focus groups for these sad puss individuals who wear flannel.
I'm just gonna say that you might be one of these guys because you're defending them a little too much for my taste, and I've had it enough with metrosexual culture.
Stop it.
Triggered. I think these people are liars. I think they're shallow. I think with their lumberjack beards and their flannel and their never owning anything that's a tool except for like the tools section of their Apple Mac. I'd basically just describe myself, except I own tools, and I am a tool.
Yeah.
But I think these people are wrong. I think these people should be banished from society.
I'm gonna.
These people probably listen to Nickelback, Florida Georgia Line. They probably wear their hat, their flat bill flip back, and they're gonna tell you where the party's at.
It's going to be difficult for me to disagree with every single one of those points, even the ones that you missed, like the Ellen DeGeneres haircuts. And
I think Ellen works pretty hard.
I think she does,
I think
too.
she is, and she's probably ground some beans.
She's mowed some lawns.
I'd like to think she's had a healthy, happy sexual life.
Okay, so here's my compromise then. I think
Ellen?
that they should. I think that the puss flannel community, as it were,
You're
should
representing them right now.
I am, but I'm
millions of them listening around the world.
I am bridging a flannel woven.
And you don't
bridge.
think these people are liars and just the shit stain on the tidy whities of America?
Yes.
You don't think they are?
I think they might be, but I do have a solution to bring this flannel community together, because I feel like if there are more flannel people running around, they could be so much stronger, and the march from non-working America to working America patriots could become stronger. So here is my compromise. I think that people wearing flannel should be, or the puss flannel community should have to move into the flannel wearing community to be taught. I don't think they've been formally educated
They
by
should
the
be drug
dumber.
out to the woods and forced to kill beavers and
Yes.
chop down trees.
Exactly.
Thus
They-
destroying all beaver culture.
Yes.
And you're going to pound a lot of beaver when you're that kind of guy.
Exactly. And you're going to be working that whole time. I think that they should be forced to kill as many deer as they can and make a huge antler.
Regardless of the season.
Yes, and they should, and for Christmas, I think they should be forced to kill as many deer as they can, almost bringing the whole deer population to extinction.
But
and
bringing
making,
humans up a notch.
and bringing them together with one huge antler-created Christmas tree in the middle of this trailer park that I
It
assume
sounds
is...
like Texas.
Yeah.
That sounds like home. That's the America I want to live in.
Seriously, I think that the puss bitch flannel community should be forced to integrate with the real flannel community to become a stronger, more actually working group of people.
And I think some flannel wearers are looking at some other flannel wearers. And I think we're about to have a flannel race war of the people who work and own guns and stuff, and the dudes who like do podcasts and like write notes in their Mac.
Yeah.
And like listen to like
Wheeler Walker Jr. and shit.
that's the working community. They listen to Wheeler Walker Jr., the Patriot himself, coming up on 98.7 The Kevin.
Ooh. 7-Eleven.
At least we still have them for a sponsor.
Yep.
They're keeping the lights on in here.
They really are.
Literally.
Yep. They're letting the toilets flush for all this shit humor out there, for all the butt stuff.
The overwhelming popularity.
Yes. So, but yes, I feel very strongly that the non-flannel community should be given a chance. I think that they are almost people too.
And I think they should just all be killed in a genocidal kind of way. And because they're all just worthless humans who never could last in any way, if they were thrown out into the woods or if the power went out, the grid went down. The video racing game Grid?
Yep.
If that were to crash,
Yep.
they would
True
make
Grid, that movie with that the Coen brothers directed. That was that shitty John Wayne knockoff movie.
I'm triggered.
What a
Man.
What a film! I think that they could pull together. I think that they could pull together, but
I'm saying it's too late. I'm saying the flannel wars are coming, and the working man side is going to crush on these liberal college arts boys. They're not ready.
Wow, that's a very
America is divided.
That's a very strong opinion.
Yeah. I just wanted your take on it.
I mean, and okay, so there's other kinds of flannel too. There's not just the common red plaid, which is the only thing that I think of when I think
I'm colorblind, so I have no idea. I just know how to identify others of my species. I just trust that if they're wearing flammable flannel. Flammable flannel.
Yes.
They're
hot
respectable.
as fuck. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, there are other colors then, since you are colorblind, bringing some light to your overall gray world.
I don't think that's how colorblindness works, but go on.
There is blue flannel. There's turquoise flannel. There's There's green flannel.
And you think that somehow divides the men up?
Well, I was thinking is
the ladies, the gals, the dames, the broads.
Is red flannel the true flannel?
The alpha flannel?
Yes.
I like blue flannel, blue-black. I like a good blue-black flannel. You know, I think those are the true leaders. As I sit here in this blue and black flannel shirt, wearing a cowboy hat, and some wrestlers and some boots, holding a gun. I have to think that those are the true leaders left in America.
Okay, and then what about a flannel romper?
Oh man, you're gonna bring up rompers.
I'm bringing up a romper as we converse.
Can you familiarize what a romper is?
A romper is like a redneck onesie that's gay as fuck.
I literally don't think it's redneck. Oh, it's like a redneck onesie.
Yeah, but it's gay as fuck.
Like you'd imagine an old prospector sleeping in.
Yeah.
It's got the poop flap.
Yeah.
But no penis flap on those rompers.
Yeah.
You ever notice that?
I have.
On those...
I almost stare exclusively for penis flaps. Mm-hmm. I am a penis flap entrepreneur.
What is a zipper but not a penis flap?
Yeah.
What kind of zipper do you like? What kind of fly do you like?
You know,
Button fly? Rough zipper or a fine zipper?
I like a fine zipper. I like to hear the zip noise.
I like it to sound like you're dragging two saw blades together. Both because your pubic hair is so coarse and rough, and because the blades are just jagged on the zipper, as it were.
Like slapping two swordfish together.
And your chapped peen.
Yeah.
It's all just so dry and just... That's what I like. But I'm a button fly guy myself.
Are you really? Mm-hmm. I did not expect that. Yeah, I'm a fine zip guy. I like the zip. I like to come home after a long day's work. I like to kick my booters up. I like to get me a cold one after I yell at my bitch to get it for me for the 37th time.
I told you.
I think I can count
train
that high.
Pomeranian to open a door.
Nope.
It's too small in that fridge. You put a lock on the fridge door. I don't know how the little Pomeranian's supposed to get up there.
I don't either. A German Shepherd could do it. An American Shepherd could do it even better. God damn it! So
that's the best goddamn shepherd.
Yep. So I like.
Besides the good shepherd himself, praise him. So
triggered.
That's about all you got.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I think they should be reintroduced. I'm stuck in this voice now. You're fucked. So yeah, I think they could be.
That's one of the greater. I think the beta flannel wearers are the ones who've never used like a hand tool, like an axe or a saw or a hammer and a nail,
or a can opener.
And I think the alpha flannel wearers are the last men in society before we slowly devolve into just like non-binary metrosexuals. Okay, moving on. I think people have too many curtains up in their house. What are you hiding? What are all you people hiding? You had curtains in your bedroom last I was over there. You were asleep, don't worry. What are you hiding?
The curtains?
What are the curtains hiding in your rooms?
I am changing a character to emphasize the necessity of the curtains. The curtains are hiding our inner and outer shame for our own fleshly bodies. Mm-hmm. That is what we are hiding. Mm-hmm. I feel like the curtains are also hiding something on the outside, you know.
You're hiding the outside world from you?
No, the outside world is playing a different game. When you open the curtain, it looks like a regular shit backyard with a big camper shell in the back and a busted red galaxy over there. But when you close it, Jurassic Park is happening out there.
That is quite imaginative because we're in an 8,000 square foot studio, literally set up on a folding table in the direct middle of this gigantic warehouse, and there's literally no window within at least 10,000 steps of us. So you're quite the imaginative person. I'm just gonna assume that you're always in there doing something malicious, disliking Facebook photos or saying, you know, you might have a troll account that you comment on
a troll doll.
Mm-hmm, the various
with pink hair,
the various ladies that you have on the Facebook,
pink bush,
and every time they put up a photo, you'll be like, "You're fat." That's what I kind of imagine is going on in there. I mean, what do you think people are hiding behind their curtains?
Shane, do you know what a green curtain is? Say yes.
Yes.
Thank you. It is a green screen. Do you know what they are capable of doing with a green screen?
Changing reality.
Changing everything that we know and love. Have you ever seen the movie The Matrix? Based off of a real story that we are living right now at this very second.
I haven't seen the movie, but I've seen the documentary.
Thank you. All 3 parts?
No, they were horrible films. I couldn't barely stomach any of them.
I am currently slow motion dodging all of those insults right now to that fine documentary that was shown to us by Warner Brothers and Paramount Pictures. I don't know if those are right, but I'm claiming they are. They changed the world.
Is that why you cover your car?
That was like a Scottish, Spanish accent. That was pretty legit.
Whoa, you're breaking character.
Oh,
you're
I'm
never
sorry.
gonna get picked up. You're never gonna get picked up by CBS.
Son of a
Pilot
bitch. I
with
quit.
This fucking method acting.
It's back the actor.
Yeah, that's what I said. This method
Shout out,
acting of
Julie.
yours it's just turning into absolute shit.
It really is.
All right?
It's fine.
What the fuck is your family hiding behind their curtains? What are they doing in there?
You don't want to know.
You do live in the South.
There is a lot of country lore that goeth on inside of those curtains.
You know what's even crazier? Tinfoil curtains. What's going on in these houses? I'll frolic through a low-income neighborhood, and I'll notice lots of tinfoil windows with guys going in and out all the time. You know, people getting arrested.
Yep.
What's going on in there?
You know, there is only one true expert on the tinfoil curtain matter, and we are unable to reach him, for he is off the grid. Jesse, the body Ventura, the body, the mind, the passion of the Christ, if you will.
It's all covered in tinfoil.
His whole IMDb account is covered in tinfoil.
I think the world would be a better place if we had no curtains.
I agree.
If everyone lived with wide open curtains.
It's like walking around with no eyelids.
I mean, it's tough to be it's tough to be in a voyeur.
Yeah.
You know, where I like to watch people have sex.
Yeah.
You know, and it just makes life so hard for me. Because, you know, I'm walking through people's backyards constantly.
Yeah.
Every night.
Uh-huh.
And people
Do you still have the night vision goggle set that I got you for Thanksgiving? That was such a thoughtful gift. I'm a great guy.
I let my wife use them. I like to go old-fashioned.
You like to role play Silence of the Lambs on occasion? Puts the night vision goggles on the head, you know.
Or it gets the low battery signal again,
Yeah.
and then I have to run back home to recharge it and hope that Tom has lasted long enough on his wife this time to where I can make it back and watch the rest.
Yeah.
Hypothetically, you know. I just think people are hiding too much.
I
think curtains are the veil of emotion of society.
I'm going to agree with you. I'm agreeing with you on this opinion here. I can't really find a way to oppose it. If I would oppose it, maybe they're not hiding enough. Maybe they need to hide more.
Their shame?
Yes.
Just more?
Yep. I think that they need to hide their internet browsing more discreetly.
I'm very opposed to that. You know my stance.
I know. I'm
no
aware.
clearing your internet history. You are who you are. All you sick fucks out there. You are who you are. You don't clear nothing. Let the freak flag fly.
I'm just saying, if you're really into watching Gilmore Girl marathons on YouTube, I think you should be able to shut your curtains and watch 429 hours of Gilmore Girls. Or Dawson's Creek, or any other weird TBS mid-90s soap opera.
Absolutely none of those shows were on TBS. But, I 100% agree with you. And I say this saying that I will never take down my curtains, and they could pry my goddamn curtains out of my cold, dying hands. I just want to look in you people's houses. What's going on in there? I just love spying, you know? NSA? What up? I'm into protruding into people's
say they're
private
hiring.
lives.
You should go check them out.
Yeah.
I mean, seeing as though the show's probably going to be canceled after this one.
Oh, it's already canceled.
Yeah.
We're operating pro boner right now. You know,
I'm actually powering the electrical circuits in here with a little pedal generator.
We're actually losing money doing the show at this point.
Yep.
But moving on. You know, there's a lot of songs out there about drugs. You know, the hippity hop, the rock and roll music.
Yep.
The dubstep-a-rooney.
Yep. The
And
Stairway to Heavens. The Entombment of a Machine.
Absolutely none of those are genres. But I think there's not enough songs. There's too many songs about drugs and not enough songs about bratwurst sausages. And I think those are both equal in pleasure. I've smoked the devil's lettuce one time in my entire life. I thought it was an e-cigarette, and it was clearly a lit blunt. But and I've eaten a lot of sausages, and I think that sausages are way better than drugs or alcohol. Where's all the songs about sausages? Drake, Future. How do you feel about this?
As far as genres of music go, I feel like one genre, if you will, of music that could really help the food industry would be death metal. Nothing gets my blood pumping more than a man screaming obscenities of things that I can't understand if all he would include was the word bratwurst amongst the screaming noises that he would make. This is a tough one for me because I feel like they should be combined. And
You think you should smoke sausages?
I think that you
Ooh,
should...
I love some smoked sausage.
See, and I love smoked sausage as well, especially with some jalapenos in it.
Oh, that in the sexual community, that means something else.
It
I'm
does.
sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
sorry.
Get your mind out of the gutter. No butt stuff. Don't drag our viewers through the shit
gonna get
that is a
demonetized
chocolate
again.
starfish of death.
All we have left is 97.7, the Kevin. He mans the airwaves 24 hours a day. His name's Kevin Kevinson. And he produces it. What a guy. Tune in.
Yeah.
Tune in this Monday at 4 for him sleeping. He does have to sleep. So listen to those sweet snoring noises.
I think that food should be consumed as drugs. When I wake up in the morning and I pour a bowl of Cheerios into my bowl, and I am consuming my Cheerios, and I think to myself, what if I just got a Bic lighter, a huge one, like an industrial strength Bic lighter, and I started cooking all of the components that make up a spoonful of Cheerios. You know, Cheerios, milk,
This form of
aluminium.
muscle memory is really concerning to me, as I just let you watch my infant nephew, and you clearly need to go to rehab of some sort for your many addictions and disorders. But
I digress. I think that as I'm cooking up my spoonful of Cheerios and I pour it into a big ass syringe and I direct it
Dirty.
yeah,
sugar-coated
I
syringe.
inject it directly into my heart and I pass out from the sugary rush of Cheerios, which are not sponsoring us, by the way.
We call that spring break where I'm from. But
Yeah, so I feel like the injection of Cheerios is almost as euphoric as doing heroin.
I just want more bangers about sausages. I just want more sausage-themed bangers.
Yeah,
Flipping them cheesewursts.
yeah,
Where's that fucking dank hit?
right?
Come on, big music, the music industry. You've been dropping the ball for a lot of years now, and I want more food hits. I want a whole genre of music just for food.
Yeah.
The Nacho song.
We need Jim Gaffigan to be the hero
Jim Gaffigan needs to resurrect music.
and food. He's already been resurrecting food from the depths of refrigerators for years. He could play a banjo. He seems wide enough. He could play a banjo and stand on top of a refrigerator and watch smoked, savory sausages just spill out over the salty floor, as you will, and totally bring back big sausage.
You know, I wouldn't want to run in to Jim Gaffigan eating a sausage because I'd have to fight him to the death over it.
Yep.
And, you know, I just don't want to do that. I'd rather we just share the sausage. I want to share sausage with Jim Gaffigan.
You start at one end. He starts at the other end. There's fantastic, romantic.
And we see who's the beta flannel boy.
Yep.
We're both wearing flannels. We see who pusses out first.
Yep. So and then you.
Spoiler alert. Neither of us.
Oh, what men?
All right, we're moving on. I don't think you could trust a girl who uses too many emojis when you're texting her.
What kind of emojis are we talking about?
Crying, laughing emojis.
Crying, laughing.
Any girl who's just hammering the cry laugh emoji, I don't think she can be trusted.
What about the cry laugh insinuates she is laughing her ass off, correct?
Till she's crying.
Yes. So I have seen.
Usually I get those when I send out like sexual pictures or dick pics. I'll
Yeah.
get about 400 consecutive cry laugh emojis in return. It's I don't know if it's an inside joke or something, but I'll figure it out one day.
See, and I think that other emojis, if they used a ton of, I would be totally okay with. For example, the
hot dog emoji.
Yes,
that's a girl after my own heart.
The Santa Claus emoji.
I like the black Santa Claus.
I was just getting to that. I think that any person that uses, any woman, as a former woman, I am an expert. I would only send out black colored emojis at all times. Black clapping hands.
That would get confusing for like apples and oranges and peaches.
Yes,
but I could see it. So you're gonna trust a girl who's just hammering various banana emojis?
Yes.
She's just hammering that?
Yep. Grape emojis,
what
dragon
makes you think
emojis.
You could trust her?
Huh?
What makes you think you could trust her?
You know, I don't know if she sent like only emojis. I don't think I could trust her. But if she sent like 2 or 3 words and then like 38 emojis, I'd probably be able to trust her. Especially with such emojis like the wrestlers emoji, the umbrella with the wetness falling on top of it emoji.
If you were trying to sext using nothing but emojis and explain that you were not interested in sexting,
yes,
how would you do that?
I would.
She send you. What would she send you? What have you received from an emoji-only girl, and how did you dismiss the situation?
You know, for sexting,
yes,
she sent me a ghost emoji. You know, the one that with his little hands up, and he's got like his tongue out, and he's got like his eye closed, you know, and
he's under duress.
Yeah. I totally took that for sexting because after that she sent me a less clothed emoji. I mean, she was still wearing a t-shirt and had a ponytail on and was waving, but I totally took that as sexting. So I sent over 2,000 eggplant emojis in response. And
that sounds like it would only fire up the situation even more.
Yes. So I sent plenty of the lip.
Plenty is the biggest understatement I have ever heard in my entire life.
So I sent plenty of the lip emojis with the teeth slightly showing, and 2,000 eggplant emojis. And that message is actually still sending, so I will get back to you on the next episode when it finally sends.
It might not send till episode 20.
Yes.
But I appreciate... You know, I might trust a girl more if she never uses words.
Yes.
And she only, like, speaks in emojis as if she were, like a Japanese schoolgirl, or a chick impersonating a Japanese schoolgirl,
or a
pay
guy
money to online to impersonate that character,
or a guy impersonating a chick impersonating an Asian girl.
You don't need to brag about how you make your money, but that's impressive. If a chick can talk to me and only use emojis, I'm thoroughly impressed.
Really, but you don't trust her?
Well, I mean, if she can use words, she should.
With friends,
she should just use her words. With friends, that app is dead.
We're
not getting monetized. don't even try. I just hammered Geico earlier.
So, as you know, I am a huge statistician when it comes to emojis and texting, and I actually
used a calculator once.
I did. I typed 8008S and flipped it upside down. I laughed a lot. For those of you who don't know,
I'm laughing right now.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, it spells boobs. It's quite interesting. But as a statistician on emoji use and texting codes, I've actually found
have a PhD. Don't underplay it.
Yes, PhD stands for
pretty huge dick.
Yeah, so I got that going.
That's why you sent 2,000 eggplants. You didn't want to undersell yourself.
No, so they were black eggplants too, because as you know, I'm white and my other dick is black.
You actually color them in with a Sharpie on your phone.
Yep.
Your phone is completely ruined by the amount of Sharpie that's been drawn on it. And they send as the same color they would send normally anyway.
Yeah.
But you know you tried.
Exactly.
To be completely PC.
I've looked up teen texting codes. This is actually a certified meme that I have found that is been approved by Princeton, Harvard, Community College of Aurora. So you know it is a factual organization.
The top 3 schools in America.
Yeah, in the North American.
In the Northern Hemisphere.
Yeah, including Antarctica. So I'm going to read some of these to you, and I want you to just
try and decipher them.
Not try and decipher. I'm going to tell you them. But SMBO. Are you ready for this? Shitting my brains out.
Oh, I thought I was going to say sucking my big ostrich. Oh. Let me guess them before you...
Okay. JOHP.
Jacking off huge penis.
That's actually really close. Jacking off homeless people.
We've all been there.
We have. I mean, I just sent that to you 2 days ago, I think.
Yeah.
So
the video of you doing it, not the acronym.
This is my personal favorite. WHCL.
White hot clothed ladies.
Not close at all. Ish. Watching hentai. Call later.
I get that one a lot from you.
Yeah.
When I text you.
Yep.
Which makes no sense.
Let's see. What's another one here? Jesus, that's a terrible one. SDT.
Sucking on my dad's tits.
It's crazy how close you are. Sucking daddy's toes.
Wow, that's disgusting. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, sucking dad's tits is way more politically
that's
correct.
normal. Jesus.
So, and the last but certainly not least, this one is for America, for all you patriots and butt stuff hating pieces of shit out there. COWTB. That's a lot of letters.
Swaddling whole orphans today, baby.
You're really close again. Cold one with the boys.
Ooh.
So.
See, I thought you said S.
No,
Damn it.
not even remotely close.
Oh.
Complete opposite end of the.
We might have to play more games on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll play tic-tac-toe and just let the listeners know who's winning and what moves we've made.
Exactly.
Look forward to our chess and Monopoly podcast.
May I do one more code for you?
Please do.
All right. MOWU.
MOWU?
Yes.
Mounting off white underbellies.
Close.
That's like when you're getting off a white chick.
Yep.
You're dismounting from her.
You're really close. Making out with uncle is the correct answer.
These are what the kids are doing.
They're crazy. I do salute them, though. They are the future of Estados Unidos.
We need more therapists in this country immediately. Sweet Jesus.
Yep. So, yeah, I think that women that send only emojis can be trusted. But if they send a few words
and then a bunch of
them,
I'm getting out of there.
Yeah, they're easily a succubus, and they need to be killed by a big flame.
And their heart needs to be harvested and burned in lava, or else it won't melt.
Yeah.
I've had to do that with a couple of my friends' girlfriends because they were succubuses.
I had to help you. I ordered thermal volcano suits from India.
You can only harvest their heart with vampire teeth, or it won't cut their reptilian-like skin.
Yes.
And the heart is still beating until you throw it into the lava. It's crazy the things you learn watching the History Channel nowadays.
Exactly. I mean, and
Andrew is just holding the aliens meme pose this entire time.
I am. My hair is fucking up in the upright position.
Mm-hmm. Your drug levels are in the up high position.
Yes. my drug levels are woke as fuck, as they say.
This would normally be a time where I'd read you one of our mini sponsors, but unfortunately, we've been pulled. All our advertisers have pulled out after the chocolate starfish
butt
comments.
Stuff fetishing debacle.
We've been left high and dry with no income, so we're just gonna have to go right into the rant section. Do you hear that? You hear that music coming in?
Oh man!
I remember the day we had the band come in.
Man, I'm raging right now.
Yeah.
Holy fuck!
Yeah, I can see your zipper's
I got
stretching.
a fucking vein from my forehead all the way down to my big toe. It's pissed.
I think you're having a stroke, as it were. But, ooh, that Turkish spice. All right, sorry. Moving on. I think sandwiches are too goddamn big in this country. A foot long? A foot long? Who needs this? That's preposterous. What are your thoughts?
I think you know exactly who the fuck needs a foot long. If anything, Shane, they are not big enough. They need to be fucking bigger. 2 foot long. 5 foot long. If 7 guys could carry a fucking grilled cheese sandwich out to me, put it on a big ass plate, and then smash it up and put it in a blender, and then put it into one of those weird feeding tubes into my stomach, and then feed it to me, that would be heaven.
And you're a Canadian citizen, so that was all free to have happen to you.
Exactly. So if anything, they are not big enough. A single decker sandwich A double-decker sandwich?
I think that was Subway's second mistake when they had Jared running all these foot-long ads. I think they should have known that a foot-long was too long for a sandwich.
Yeah.
And obviously the other mistake. You know that one.
Yeah, the overlooked one, obviously. Yeah. But, so you think they're too big?
I think, what is this? Who needs a foot-long sandwich? I don't need a foot-long of anything. I don't need a foot-long of anything. I don't need a foot-long of anything.
You can
Your thoughts?
You can stop making eye contact with me.
I wanted to drive home the point. What are your thoughts?
I'm saying there needs to be more decker sandwiches. There needs to be a quadruple
like the
decker.
Big Mac, where you just throw that bun in the middle.
Yeah.
For no fucking reason,
Yep.
other than the Illuminati told you to do it.
Yeah. I want that fucking bun to become a soggy, meat-infested shit fest for me to eat.
That's the type of stuff I type into Pornhub search bar. We've been pretty clean this episode.
Yep.
So I'm just gonna bring up the old hub.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sponsor us, please. We need money.
I want a woman to come out when she serves me a sandwich. And then
You're obviously
hold on.
a feminist
So
already.
I was a former woman that destroyed beans like fucking Vladimir the Impaler, destroyer of worlds. So don't attack my womanism. Okay?
sorry.
Don't attack my
triggered you.
vagina.
I've
Don't attack
triggered
my former vagina.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to trigger.
My penis actually reverted back into a vagina just now.
Somebody's gonna have to suck it back out with a plunger.
Yep. So
I'm not doing it this time.
thank God, because you're not very good at it. So when a woman
I've been
comes
told
out,
whenever I'm interacting with a vagina and I'm done, thank God you're not very good at it. And then I'll kind of just saunter home. That's a pretty regular experience. I didn't know anything was wrong. I was like, well, this is normal.
Back to my point. Woman rolls out a big ass sandwich. I want her out there with a tape measure, a protractor, a yardstick, one of those fucking what are they called? Like an I-beam with measurements on it, with the metric system. And then I want her to...
Whoa, communist. No metrics.
I need it to be accurate as fuck.
Yeah.
I can't trust a
Eighths.
sandwich that's 7 foot 6/47 of an inch.
Woo, I just got a patriot fucking... Woo, I am filled with patriotism
I want
now.
her to measure my sandwich in front of me and go, man, that's a big fucking sandwich to you, Mr. American man, and then hand it to me. For me to just rub all over my body. I won't even eat it. I'll just rub the whole sandwich and its Arby's goodness all over my tits.
We've been known to just cover ourselves in the food we eat. You know, we one time went to Taco Bell and you ordered a bunch of naked burritos. But ironically, you were also naked, and he was taken aback at the irony and that you were that bold. And
I remember he cried. Mm-hmm. He got down on one knee and a single tear came out.
Mm-hmm. He later became your husband.
He did.
It was a wild weekend.
That was when I was a woman.
As a former man.
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah.
I'm still a man, but I was a former one too.
Yep.
That story doesn't seem believable, but I was there, so I know it's true.
Yep.
So you think it's pretty okay?
I think they need to be bigger. I think sandwiches need to be bigger. I want them to fucking helocraft in a fucking sandwich for me to eat.
They have to bring in Air Force One.
Yeah.
To pilot
I want a
goddamn
Stealth Force B-1 bomber to bring me a double deckeroni.
Blackhawk, as it were.
A double deckeroni sandwich with extra fucking meaty goodness and saucy delights all over it.
So we differ. I think America's preposterous with these big ass meats and sandwiches. I think it's bullshit. Nobody needs a foot long of anything. That's ridiculous. Subway, that was your first mistake. All right, I got something else on the brain. You ready for this?
I don't know that I am. I mean, I'm pretty triggered right now.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah, that's all.
About fucking time.
Yeah, untrigger me. Let's go. Get your bullet squeezer out.
Just how fucking absorbent do paper towels have to be? Have you seen these ads? We could soak up the fucking Lake Michigan with one roll of Bounty. Who the fuck do these people think they are? What are you soaking up with paper towels these days?
Me personally, I as you know, I work part-time as a forensic specialist.
Oh, is that when you're not a prostitute?
Yeah. I'm kind of doing both at the same time. I'm actually eating the DNA and sometimes absorbing it with sparkle paper towels, which are actually the most absorbent.
Cinemax is sponsoring a premium TV series about you and your life.
I know. I think. No, that's a different one. That's about my drug use. That's on A&E. But yeah, the paper towels that I'm usually using are absorbing huge blood stains, huge pools of blood. That usually,
evidence, as it were.
Yeah, that usually sometimes comes from me, but most oftentimes from
and
somebody else.
I've never seen you wearing a uniform of any kind, so I'm assuming that you're using Bounty to cover up murders.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes. Sometimes, sometimes when my dog shits in the house, I will cover the poopage, as it were, the dog waste. I will cover them in paper towels, so I know
Never
not to,
picking them up.
No, that way I know I don't
your
step there ever. So my house basically just looks like a Indian tribe settlement. It's pretty.
With all the teepee.
Yes.
Oh! Roasted.
So I think that...
I think it's ridiculous. Who are these fucking kids out there dumping gallons of Sunny Delight all over their kitchen? And the mom's like, well, only one Bounty 1/4 of an inch by 6-inch piece will soak all this up because it's pretty much a towel that's 8 inches thick. I think it's ridiculous.
So then what do you think about towels? What do you think about a ShamWow?
I fucking love a ShamWow.
You can fuck a ShamWow. You can take a ShamWow, roll it up into a vaginal shaped
some
object,
butter in there.
Put some butter in there and
Microwave
throw
it.
it in the microwave for 15 minutes.
You are preaching to the choir, sister. Let me tell you that right now.
Former sister.
Sometimes I'll put some jelly in there.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
the old butter and
for
jelly.
a whole sticky mess. I think that towels need to be more absorbent. I feel like when I'm driving over to your house or to the studio,
as you clean up the murder scene in your car.
Yeah.
You're one to multitask.
Yeah. So the other day I was trying to drive over here, and it turns out that there was a
You didn't even have a car.
There was a huge lake in the road. I could have just thrown one roll of paper towels into the middle of the road. I would have been an all-American hero. My days of arcanistism would have been totally washed away and cleaned up by the love of Bounty paper towels. Bounty could have saved my career.
What I'm saying is, I think Bounty has paper towel technology deep on like level -7 of their corporation.
Yeah.
I think they have level 7 absorption technology.
Yep.
That could single-handedly have saved cities that have been flooded. I think they're holding. I'm calling out Big Paper Towel right now. We exposed Big Napkin last week.
Yep.
I'm calling out Big Paper Towel for not saving our asses.
That's dangerous because they could wipe us away.
If there's a hurricane coming, you're not going to convince me that we can't just fly a bunch of helicopters into the clouds, dangling mini rolls of Bounty, or what's the other one?
Sparkle.
Yeah, Sparkle.
Or Charmin.
Or
no,
Charmin.
that's toilet paper. I think.
Into that, so don't even get me started. But
triggered.
You're never going to convince me that we can't just dangle paper towels from helicopters and soak up hurricanes.
Kill a hurricane.
Destroy a hurricane.
Yeah. Wow. I've never thought about that.
I just woked you.
You did.
You've been woked.
Wow. Can you smell my third eye right now?
I can. You just took a shit on the table while I was talking, totally ignoring me. And now you're placing a paper towel on it as some sort of reference.
That
to
way
a
I don't
joke you
step
made.
on it when I walk on the table.
And thank God we have janitors that we pay in laughter,
Yep.
of which there was none for them this episode.
Yeah.
So we'd like to apologize. You got any more on Big Paper Towel, or did I just expose them?
You just exposed that, and my mind is totally blown. I mean, I'm gonna have to make T-shirts out of paper towel, make banners out of paper towels. We need to
out of paper towel.
Yeah.
The text line is lighting up on
Is
this.
it really? What did they say?
Oh, and I have to. It's written
probably Big Towel
It's
commenting in.
It's written in code, like the
emojis.
No, that killer.
Oh, the Zodiac.
Yeah, it's written in Zodiac code, and it says, You better quit talking. Oh, shit. No, we're gonna move on.
Yep, moving on.
Oh shit! We're unearthing things that aren't true. Youth group leaders. Are they? I think youth group leaders are way too shady for my taste. I don't trust a youth group leader.
You know, when they...
And I know you have some hard thoughts on this.
I do. As a former youth group member...
Enthusiast.
Yeah, member enthusiast. I did once go to a camp. And nothing is scarier.
Did you concentrate there?
I tried.
You drank concentrated juice?
I did.
At your camp?
Yep. They gave us numbers and name tags. It was a lot of fun. For identification purposes, of course. And when I was there, nothing was scarier than a tall white male with a polo shirt on,
smiling,
tucked into some kahake pants with a little black belt, taking you by the hand in front of a large group of people.
You were 15.
I was. And I was a woman.
He was roughly 18.
Yeah. And I was a woman at that time, I think. I can't remember. I was on a lot of drugs.
You were non-binary for a long time.
Yep. And having him just parade me around up there, asking me to... It's...
I know it's hard for you. But I just want to say, I think youth group leaders are just there to kind of... Because they're all young guys. They're like 19 or 20. They just came back from college. Youth groups are ranging from probably mid-teen humans to late high school, I think, at the most. I think they're just prospect scouting for dating. I think they're like, Lucy's gonna be dope as fuck in 3 years, and I'm gonna be her friend.
And that's literally what they say.
Now
as a former woman, my name was
your
Lucy.
Composure.
Yes,
your name was Lucy.
It was Lucy. I was actually in the sky with diamonds, and
we've just been sued immediately by Big Beetle. They're gonna take us down.
And Pastor George Lucas took me by the hand.
Do you like prison?
And that's exactly.
I'm glad you regained your humor back. You broke down crying.
I did. And I'm going back.
Some memories you want to share with?
I'm trying to repress them.
Come on, share with the 10,000 listeners.
No, I refuse to speak.
Share for the podcast. This is not therapy.
It was a closet.
You'll get a lot more of that if you don't start pouring out your heart. We need some views on this bitch. Expose some shit.
We need
all right. D-ball's here. He saw me hit you. I'm sorry.
He's rubbing my leg. I'm
sorry I hit you. All right, continue.
So there I was, standing in front of a huge projector, and 30,000 screaming teenagers, all with matching green shirts on that said "Volunteering Beyond" on them, with weird little advertisements on them, and they made me do things that I am ashamed to speak of this day, to this very day.
And those things were? Go ahead and share with us.
So they made me put my right leg in and put my right leg out. And then they made me put it back in again. Those sick fucks. And they made me shake it all about.
Oh, haunting.
Yes.
Haunting that disgusting practice still goes on to this day.
Yep.
In a church state separation that is America.
Yep.
Disgusting.
And then they made me close my eyes. And they made me talk about random things to nobody. Horrifying.
Did you do that in a group?
I did. And, they were all totally on board with me just talking to the ceiling, as it were. I couldn't understand it. What's all that Jesus stuff about? I was just talking to a boob light that was mounted on the ceiling, staring at me, taunting me.
I'm going to talk to you about something that's just literally could not be further unrelated, but it's close to a word you just said. I was recently informed that mound really is a word for vagina area. Were you aware of this? It is a literal. What's it called when you're a word?
Like an Urban Dictionary enthusiast.
Yeah, it's a literal. There's a word for it, and I can't think of it.
What word?
Yeah, fuck you. It means vagina area.
Crotch region?
You were crunching gals' mounds back in the day.
Yeah.
And I just learned that mounds are things. I'm so woke right now.
Welcome to the real mound world. Ashton Kutcher's gonna jump out of your fucking closet and slap you with a mound.
Why don't more people say that they're mounting mounds?
I don't know.
Like, I just mounted her mound.
I like to think of a mound as like a prairie dog hole. Or a
I don't
pitcher's
know.
mound.
I know as much about the prairie dogs and their various species and the way they speak to each other with the nip, 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 and as I do about the human vagina. What a mystery.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever been close enough to sort of take a look and see what that is, what that's all about?
You know, maybe next week our sponsors, Mysterious Clitorius, will come on and they'll be able to share with you, all of the mysteries that is the poon.
Yeah, I'd love to learn. I've never been able to see one or get close enough to even know what that's all about.
Yeah.
And even my wife, who I put a ring on that, and by ring I mean shackles, and chained her up in the basement. And even I don't even know what's going on down there with her. Both literally, I never go to the basement to check on her.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's going on below the belt.
Wow.
So you were talking about Jesus Christ.
And you were talking about turtle tanks. So, I mean, we got that going for us also. Yeah, youth group leaders, terrifying. Top 10 most terrifying things. Right up there with sharks.
Whoa, hold on.
Wolverines. PCP. Wolverines on PCP. Wolverines riding sharks while on PCP.
Fucking Animal Planet is getting out of hand.
It really is.
days.
It needs to calm the fuck
Ever
down.
since they merged with Sci-Fi Channel
Yeah.
to have Sharknado Week and fucking various animal on PCP Week,
Yeah, mermaid.
which is my favorite.
Yeah, with
Mermaids Gone Wild.
Yep.
What the fuck is up with the Animal Planet? What is America is crumbling?
yes.
Jeez.
And it's all thanks to fucking youth group leaders. Pieces of shit.
They're more shady than Big Napkin. They're more shady than a girl who uses too many emojis. They're too shady for me.
They're more shady than Vince only talking about butt stuff for an entire hour segment.
That was shady because we even had an umbrella over him to shield him from the light. So he was speaking like a person who was, like reporting, like selling out their gang on like a documentary.
Yeah.
Where they talk like this.
They have the monster voice.
Yeah,
exactly.
He was pretty shady.
He was.
And if I had a daughter, I might. My wife.
You do.
My wife is pregnant down there, and I haven't checked in about 10 months.
Yeah.
As to when she was pregnant when we fell in love.
That was like 3 years ago.
Which is what I call the pit I dug in the woods. Love, and she just fell into it. She lucked out really with me, and I haven't really checked. She was pregnant then, and I haven't been down there in a little while. So I'd assume she's still pregnant.
One could assume. Mm-hmm. One could assume. I assume. And I assume she's doing fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
How
how often do humans really need water?
Exactly. Probably doing a
No,
lot
really,
of...
I'm asking.
Oh.
It's been a month.
Probably like a day and a half. Mm-hmm. I died the other day after not drinking for 2 days.
I'll leave the window
alcohol,
open.
not water, but alcohol.
I'm in a neighborhood full of Wolverines.
Yeah.
And I'll just sort of leave the windows and doors open down there. So I'm sure she's trained them by now or something.
Yeah.
I also left a saw literally just out of reach. Not her chain is roughly 6 inches long, and I put the saw up on the 3rd floor of the house. She just has to get to that 3rd floor, and she can cut herself free.
Really?
Yeah.
This sounds exactly like the Saw porn parody that I watched the other day in full HD. Mm-hmm. So
you know how I feel about HD pornography.
It did say that it was a
we can't keep leaning on this crutch that is pornography and hentai.
But I fucking love it.
The show is built on the backs of dames and mounds.
And
I don't know what
thigh
I'm
gap.
getting at. It's built on filth. And next week we're coming with the family-friendly version of the podcast.
Yep, where we will not say the word fuck.
Oh, D-Load's coming next week. Episode 5 will be the family-friendly episode. And tune in next Wednesday for the return of D-Ball. This has been episode 3, And before we go, we want to leave you with antiquated gentlemanry.
And now it's time for the fan favorite Antiquated Gentlemanry, this week on 98.7 The Kevin. Remember, lads, don't put your jacket down in a puddle for your lady to step over. That jacket was $25 and this Tinder hookup wouldn't even split the appetizers at Applebee's. Remember, this is Drew and Shay Not Worth It, episode 3. We'll see you next week.